couldn't say goodbye if we hadn't said hello. But still it's hard to find the strength to let you go. All the time with you is worth the time apart. I wouldn't change a thing, although it breaks my heart. One more song, one more dance, one more time is all I ask. One more laugh, one more cry, one more kiss to say goodbye. One more time. Nothing you can do, give it all you have. We couldn't really know all the love can mean without feeling lost and emptiness it seems. One more song, one more dance, one more time is all I ask. One more laugh and one more cry, one more kiss to say goodbye. One more time. If only in my heart, if only in my mind, if only in another place and time. If only in my heart, if only in my mind, only in another place and time. One more song, one more dance, one more time is all I ask. One more laugh, one more cry, one more kiss to say goodbye. One more time. One more song and one more dance, one more time is all I ask. One more time.
He's done it again. He's made our hearts melt. Josh Pfeiffer. Oh, my gosh. Everyone, you're listening to Big Blend Radio's Toast to the Art Show with Nancy Reed and Lisa Smith, the mother-daughter travel team and publishers of Big Blend magazines. And you just heard One More Time. Oh.
Wow.
I feel like Graham Norton. Oh! The very latest single by Josh Pfeiffer, and literally just released. And you can keep up with Josh. Go to joshpfeiffer.com. He's on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those places. And my gosh, it has been too long since we've had Josh on the show. Josh, how could you write a song like that? It just makes us all weepy and like tender and girly. How are you?
I'm doing really well. It's been too long. I missed you guys.
Yeah, we've missed you. My gosh. But, I mean, you're writing amazing music, so we can't complain because, like, that One More Time, Wow. And here this show has turned into a show of hope and resiliency, chatting with our previous guest, Lauren Speed. I mean, she loves Brand New Shoes, by the way. But I'm like,
awesome.
How does this all happen where it all connects, where everyone connects on the same theme? I mean, that's what I get from One More Time, that there's like, just don't give up.
Yeah, there's that song in particular. I actually I wrote the first version of that song. I think it was 11 years ago.
Wow.
And it went through a lot of different arrangements. Different things were added and taken away. And I tried to record it actually 3 different times. Got very close, but it never quite came together. And I'm really somebody who, as I've gotten older and lived a little bit more life, I start to just try to go with the flow of life and trust that the timing is going to be right for certain things. You never know what is around the corner, and you never know what experiences are going to make a story more meaningful. And I don't know that I was in a place that I could tell the story that this song needed to tell when I first wrote it. So I really feel like allowing the time, being patient with it, and not settling for the first version or 2 that we tried, because they were beautiful arrangements. They were close, and it just didn't quite work. So this time around, we set out to finish off one other song that is yet to be released, and then to produce this one. And I teamed back up with my buddy, one of my closest friends, Dave Schramm, who's just a really gifted musician and producer. He's actually the one that wrote the song Brand New Shoes. So he wrote that, and then we worked up the arrangement together on that one. And so yeah, he's a great collaborator with me. I so appreciate what he brings to the table, and we enjoy it. We enjoy the whole process, and so yeah, it even with this song, we went through it's a back and forth. We got the basic structure down of what we wanted. We had a kind of an idea of where we wanted to take it, but you keep adding or taking away pieces when you listen to it. You get a version you like, and you listen to it a few times, and you say, it's not quite doing what I want it to do. It's not quite moving me the way I want it to move me. And so, we just kept at it. And it finally, there's a really amazing guitarist that we brought in to do the lead guitar part. Dave is playing the ukulele part. That's kind of a picking part throughout, but a really talented guy named Sean Tubbs, who's been on tour with Carrie Underwood for the past 12 years.
I know that name, Sean Tubbs. His name's out there. Yeah,
that's awesome. He's an awesome guitarist in Nashville, and he actually played all of the lead stuff. And he just did a phenomenal job. Some other parts in there, and then a piano player who doesn't play with me live, but he's just been a great guy to work with on all of my original stuff. We just really hit it off. Is Kevin Jaquetta, who's from up in the area where I first met you guys, up in the Tuolumne County area.
Yay, cool.
And so he's my keys guru for some of the more modern stuff, my own arrangements. So yeah,
it's tender.
You get more and more comfortable with your team of people, and you trust the process, and you don't settle, and then you wind up with something that you feel proud of, and you hope, once you're proud of it, you hope it will connect and resonate with people.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. It's tender. It's so tender. You're like, and yet there's that feeling of okay, you know, and understanding watching the video the video is so amazing in San Francisco. I love San Francisco.
I know.
And you know, and seeing Tara, your wife, you know, I see her on Instagram all the time. Hi, Tara. Like, you know, it's just so cool, you know, just to watch you two do this video. And I think there's such a cool lesson of just not giving up on a song and also having the patience of doing it when it's right. And so when you're saying, like, it wasn't quite there, wasn't there, is it something in your gut? Like, do you feel like there's like a feeling of this is where it locks in? This is now the right sound?
Yes, and it can vary. You know, you have a lot of different opinions that and, you know, ultimately I end up, I have the final say on my own material, because I'm an independent artist, so I've gotten to retain that right. but
cool.
I really trust the input of some of the people I work with, and you know, there were times where there's conflicting impressions of where it's going and what's there, but you try to be open-minded and not allow how close you are to a project to you know, steer you in the wrong direction. So it's a very challenging thing to pull off something where you're really proud of it. But that's why I've actually kind of adopted this new philosophy of focusing on one song at a time and making sure I get it to the point I'm really happy with it. So I probably will never release anything again where it's just kind of a throw-in. You know, when people used to do their full-length 12 or more songs, half the songs, you know, usually half the songs at least would be just, you know, so. And I always hated it.
To the 12, 13
I always
album.
loved that.
Yeah.
What's that?
I was going to say, but make it, you know, there's that, we have to have it 12, 13 songs, and, we like the song, just throw it in there and see what happens kind of deal. But it's not like
right,
you're going 100% into each song. Like we were talking about that at the beginning of the show. Like you are doing like a video that really goes with it and it's all 100% quality. Like it's so it's like by the time you do an album with all these songs, it's going to be like super special, right?
It would be it'd be really a cool thing to have an entire project that was full of songs that I was thrilled with enough to put out there, and but it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of creative energy, which is why I kind of like pacing myself, doing one at a time and really giving it the focus it deserves, and hopefully telling a story that is, you know, something that will connect with people in one way or another. And so it's been a really rewarding experience since we kind of switched to this template about 3 years ago with Life.
Yeah, I remember.
It was kind of the first trial run of that, and you know, the response was great, and it felt more like we were creating a body of work like an artist would, you know, where you look back and you go, hey, that is there now forever. You know, my grandkids someday, you know, my grandkids will be able to look at that and go, wow, you know, look at Grandpa and Grandma way back then before we were even, you know, alive. So we're kind of in. I think when you hit, because I'm 45 now, and I look at it and you realize there's, you know, I feel very young and very, you know, full of passion in life and things I want to do, but you do start getting a little bit more of kind of a bigger picture on life, and leaving a legacy starts to become something that's very, very important that you're, you know, aware of. So yeah. So we're really enjoying this, and to have Tara in the video this time around was just, it was awesome. It was awesome. We really got to, it's a lot of work. She was surprised too, how much work, how
Dude,
stressful
look how
a video
beautiful she is, man. She's like a beauty. Like she's one of those natural beauties, She is. She's like super cool. I mean, I see her Instagram photos beyond the video. Like seriously, that's how she is. Like, hello, what are you drinking in your coffee, Tara?
Yeah.
Like, send it my way. Just saying.
I know it was funny. I got to tell a funny text I got from my brother-in-law. All my brothers and my brother-in-law and I, we're always joking with each other and having fun with each other. And so he sees the video. By the way, I mean, nobody, not even our kids, had seen the video, the final version, until we released it. So everybody was pretty in the dark on it. But I also don't want to give away for any listeners that haven't seen it. I don't want to give too much of it away. But anyway, he he texted me, and one part was on the plot. He had something kind of funny to say about the plot. But then he said, okay, and my other remark is that no way does that guy wind up with that girl in real life.
Oh man!
I was like, you got that right. You got that right. I won the lottery. So.
I'm not getting involved in that stuff.
Funny.
I ain't getting involved in that, but it looks like you definitely, you guys are connected. Period. But go ahead, Nancy.
Yeah, I want to ask a question about your creative process here. Like as
11 years long on one song.
I know, no, because that's what intrigues me. As a painter, I learned in art college. I had this one professor, and he said, just throw paint on the canvas. Just do it, and then you work around it and make it work. Okay? Or do you purposely make your first stroke and make it work? Which it took me a long time to grasp the difference between just like throw the paint on the canvas and make it work, or purposely put a stroke and make it work. And so at what point when you're going through that process do you go, this doesn't work, so I change my stroke or I throw another thing on the canvas? Or do you just keep going till you make it work?
That's a great question. When it comes to the songwriting part of it, I usually have to have some kind of an inspiration, something I'm wanting to say, and then I usually will start with finding a chord progression I really like, and melody is coming together, and I'll usually get the melody first, and I'll put that down just with a handheld recorder, and then I'll come back and start fitting the words, the phrases in the way I want. And once I've got a verse and a chorus, I know I'm there. The second verse is really that comes fairly easy at that point because I'm just finishing off the story in a way that I want to go, and then adding a bridge. Sometimes going to be or a C section. It changes it up a little bit.
A C section.
That can always.
Ow.
Yeah. That's right. Okay, that sounds confusing. But yeah, there's like an A section and a B section, or the verse chorus kind of sections, and then sometimes you throw in a different. And on One More Time there was a third melody. We changed it up. It was almost like an alternate chorus. So we call that a C section. So, but yeah, maybe we'll call it something else. So it doesn't.
Yeah, that maybe deserves a different name.
Sorry, but that's funny.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that, but yeah. But usually, when we're actually producing the song, it's different every time. Sometimes it is that we got pretty close to a finished version 2 or 3 other times where the arrangement's there, but then when you put the vocal with the arrangement, it's just not bringing the life, the emotion that you want. Something's out of whack, and so it's a real gift. Producers, I've gained a huge appreciation for great producers since I've gotten more involved in that aspect of it, because it's something you always take for granted. You hear a song that you think is just fantastic, or an artist that you think is amazing, and you have no idea what went into making that project what it was. And so now I have a very big appreciation for those behind the scenes guys that really just know how to fit everything together, all of the little nuanced parts, instrumental parts that really complement the vocal, really enhance the entire arrangement rather than overshadow it. And that's what I had run into before. There'd be a beautiful arrangement, and I remember sometimes listening to the arrangement, going, "Wow, that is so beautiful." I mean, it's haunting. One of the times it was this beautiful, haunting piano part, and I'm listening to it, and I think that is just going to be awesome. And then we'd get it all together, and it just wasn't working. And you look back now, and you go, I loved the arrangement, and I could just listen to it as an instrumental, and then when I put them together, it wasn't working. So sometimes it's not always just, it's not a mathematical equation that you can just add this, and it's always going to, come out to being what you want. So yeah, it finally, we knew we were close enough, though. We just had to persevere this time around. And really, it was some of the piano parts, really are what put it to where it was sitting. The balance of some of the lead guitar parts along with the piano is really what gave it a softness, and it needed to have a certain momentum throughout, and that's what we were, and yet still not overpower the vocal part, because the vocal part needed to still be soft and emotional, and not just too strong. And so it was a real process, but finally 11 years later, I'm real pleased with it, really pleased. So
I think the process is really interesting in that you need to work with other people to make it all come to fruition. Where looking as an artist painting on a canvas or whatever, they're all on their own. We did at one point years ago interview a couple who painted on each other's paintings, and I just wanted to die. Like, oh my gosh, no, you're going to come in and paint on my painting? No way, dude. Heck, no. Wow. Happening. Yeah. And so I'm just coming from the artist space of painting artists, of the idea you're all on your own, you have to figure it out, and sometimes you do put paintings away, sometimes you just throw them away, and sometimes you keep them and finish it later, years later. So it's interesting, the idea of working with other people, even though you're in control.
And they're going to change what you wrote. Sometimes it will be like this a magnificent change. You're like, that's where I was trying to go.
Who would buy a painting that was painted by a whole bunch of different people? But it could be really marvelous.
I don't know. It could be. But I think this is awesome. The one thing, Josh, I do want to play live, because you re-released it last year, and you took some of the proceeds, right, and helped the victims of the fires in Northern California.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. We wanted to do something that was given back to the community. Little did we know that we'd be looking at an even more destructive fire this year.
Sorry.
And at some point, I hope they are able to find a solution to preventing quite the devastation that we've seen. You know, it's been just heartbreaking to see. You know, what's interesting is, you know, right now when we moved to Sacramento, we just got a loft in downtown, and we really enjoy it. It's wonderful.
Cool.
But at times we've thought about moving out to the country, and you know, and so we've kept an eye on what houses in different areas, you know, what the market is doing. I actually looked at a couple of places online in Paradise. And it's so strange to have seen these places that you think, oh man, that's really a beautiful, peaceful community, you know, and then to see it completely wiped out, it's been
and
really,
for the name of
really
it, and the people, I just, our hearts are. I mean, Nancy and I have been through a number of wildfires, and evacuated 7 times in a year and a half. You know, I know I've told the story a lot on the shows, but I mean, we lived in the mountains in San Diego and went through, you know, and we're fine. We were fine compared to a lot of other people. Like 2/3 of the community lost their homes, and we were okay, and we can live anywhere with our kind of job, right? And so we left because there were families with kids that needed to go to that one high school and the one school, you know, and it just was like it coming back home. I'll never forget. We evacuated because pretty much Southern California was on fire. I think it was like San Bernardino County was on fire. San Diego was on fire. Ramona was on fire. Everything was on fire. And we couldn't even get up. People were telling us, come up here. And we couldn't get there because of the roads and the evacuations. And we ended up in Tombstone and staying with friends in Sierra Vista's family.
Over Halloween.
And we went on Halloween to Tombstone, Arizona. And the bartender was dressed up in drag, an old dude dressed up in drag.
Funny.
And we had heard through, you know how things just go weird on these situations, you know. And this is way back, you know, 2003. With the Cedar Fire, and we had heard that our neighborhood was completely burnt down. Our home was gone. Everything was gone. And so we had, you know, our cats staying at the friend's house, and, you know, we had our business stuff, you know. And so we were at Big Nose Kate's Saloon all Halloween drinking Bloody Marys nonstop. And by the time we were done that afternoon, we had a place to move to right outside Boot Hill Cemetery. We're like, that's perfect. We can set up a radio show and whatever. No, we didn't even have the radio show at that point. The magazine, we could, you know, we just wanted to get back to work.
We're coming to you live from Boot Hill.
And next thing you know, then the next day they're like, no, that's a mistake. And we're like, we were about to go and sign everything. We didn't even care what it looked like. We just wanted to get back to work. And they're like, no, it's fine. And we're like, oh. And I remember them driving all the way back and going up through the mountains, and it was so cold. It was November by the time we got in this time of year. Cold, and there was smoke, and trees were tagged. We're driving through Cleveland National Forest, and it was, like, decimated. And I remember playing, like, Jimi Hendrix and, like, I don't know what. It just was crazy. And I felt like we were at the devastation of Vietnam. Like, I just felt like that. And it was cold. We had no electricity. There was no gas, you know. None of that existed. And we got into our place, and it was freezing. And we're like, do we make a fire? We have no electricity. Water's nothing. And we were like, everyone was scared to make a fire, and you don't know if your friend down the street is there or not. It was like crazy. And eventually we made a fire because we were so damn cold. I mean, it was snowing and cold as heck. It was crazy. And I think about
it's like being
what
in
we
a
went
war
through
zone.
for a year and a half of that stuff. People worse off than us. And I think about what is happening now with these wildfires and hurricanes and all of these crazy things going on. And we all have to do something to help everybody that is going through this, because when you're out there, please do not give stupid clothes. Don't give your trash to people that are in need. Don't do it. We've been on the recipient end. Our friends have been on the recipient, and I was the one getting the clothes, bringing them to friends who lost everything. And there was a used tampon, pad thing, females thing stuck to a piece of clothing. Don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm serious.
That's
Can we
what we
just
had read too, here. Was what they needed most was you know, gift cards, monetary or you know, preloaded Visa cards, or
yeah,
they need monetary
actually that's right. Get what they need,
because you don't know even what is going to be needed when you have this kind of devastation. And there might have been plenty of one particular thing, but like deodorant, but not something else.
No,
so
yeah.
So if you're sending any types of things, you're really just guessing, and you're in a lot of times I've heard it ends up being more trouble than it's worth for all of the volunteers. So we've tried to. I did a post to we just made monetary donations to the Red Cross. I've worked with them in the past, and they were wonderful to work with, and they seemed like a good fit for this particular situation. But there's a lot of good ones out there. In fact, on my thread, I think a bunch of people were naming some others that I was familiar with that were great too. So it's if everybody pitches in, it can make all the difference in the world. It doesn't have to.
I agree with you. The gift cards, and they're easy to handle versus bundles of stuff, and people can get what they need. You don't know if they need diapers and a certain type of diaper, or everyone has allergies or issues. You don't know if it's medication they need to be able to purchase right now, or everybody has a different situation. So you're really right about that. So let's play life. Let's play life. Here it is, everyone. JoshPfeiffer.com.
It's a beautiful thing, never-ending mystery, wild and free. But life, it's a funny thing. It can tear you up and beat you down and bring you to your knees. I'm learning how to really love, learning how to dream, learning how to find my way in the bigger scheme. Learning how to understand what my brother's going through. Oh, I hope when all is said and done that I haven't been a fool. Every day that I haven't got the answers for, but I answer anyway. And life, it's just a story being made, so I'll try my best to make it one that I'm proud of even when it's over. I'm learning how to really love, I'm learning how to dream, learning how to find my way in the bigger scheme. Learning how to understand what my brother's going through. Oh, I hope when all is said and done that I haven't been a fool. never-ending mystery, wild and free.
You're listening to Big Blend Radio, everybody, and that was Life by Josh Pfeiffer. I said Josh Pfeiffer. Go to joshpfeiffer.com. And Josh, seriously, that is like a classic. That is, I don't think that song will ever leave my skin, my being. You know, we play it all the time on Big Blend Radio, and it is just, you know, and I think, like, one more time, do you feel like that's going to be one of those too? That's going to be like I see like that being part of like wedding songs, like, you know, even maybe someone, you know, re-upping their anniversary things, their weddings, re-upping, you know, the re-upping thing. We'll do it again. We'll keep going.
I could see it. I could see it totally. Once I've been getting some great feedback on it. People seem to really be loving it, and so that you know, time will tell. Time's the true test to see how it resonates with people, and but it was another fun or another really rewarding story to tell. And you know what's interesting too is sometimes the song I'll write the song coming from one place, and it has a lot of different. You know, I purposely try to, when I'm writing, keep it somewhat vague. You know, you want a certain emotion, you know, to come across, but I try not to get it too detailed in any way that, because you want it to relate to a lot of different people in a lot of different situations. Everybody has their own life that they're going through, and their relationships they're going through, and so you want the song to be relatable to many different people in many different situations. And when it comes to the video, it's different. With the video, we're actually selecting one particular story to zero in on. And so, you know, one more time could be taken many different ways, and we zeroed in on one particular story to tell. And the same thing with Life. We ended up dedicating a lot of that to my parents' memory, and so it was a really meaningful, you know, way to bring that song to life. But there's many applications.
That's what's so cool about music. Like, you hear it rather than see it. Okay, there's that space in there where you can make it your own as the listener.
And you add on to it.
Yeah.
Because it could be you're dancing with someone that you love to life for one more time, and then you have your own story on top.
And then if it's a song from you've heard before, like when you're growing up or something, then you tag a meaning to it. And then that is what it is for you. And then you could talk to somebody else like, no, that's not what it is.
See, Rick Astley will still always have a place in my life, Nancy. I'm sorry. It's true.
It's fine. That's
sorry.
Funny.
High school dance.
Rick Astley?
Rick Astley. We used to have this debate because we lived in South Africa, and we decided that Kylie Minogue and Rick Astley were the same person.
It had nothing to do with South Africa. It was just what was going on.
But we had this debate. Kylie Minogue and Rick Astley were the same person. It makes no sense to anybody but us.
That Rick Astley, that Kylie Minogue was Rick Astley sped up. That's what you used to say.
Exactly.
So nice. So nice. Anyway,
I'm
too glad.
Goodness.
Welcome to our show, Josh. It's been such a while. Now, okay, so now to dig us out of our little grave that we just dug, you know, we did that well.
Sorry, Rick.
Rick Astley's pretty cool. I just saw him on Gray and Norton, and he was kicking some butt. He was good. He was doing good.
But go home and listen and then speed it up and see what happens.
You can't be mean to her either. Anyway. Spontaneous. Are you ready to play Spontaneous?
Yes, I am. Well, I'm not very good at it. I am not very good. I have to warn you. I mean, I have played this before on a few different occasions, and I am not a very good spontaneous guru. So I don't know
well, I'm
why.
going to pick Nancy out first. Nancy will go first.
Okay.
Nancy will go first.
Everybody's picking me on me in this show. What did I do?
Because it's fun.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone, now Rob Ridgway, Spontaneous is already on the bestsellers list for board games for the season already. He beat Monopoly last year.
It's a great game. It is a great game. My family and I played it last holiday season. We was our first time playing it, and we had a blast. It's a great game, but I got my butt kicked. I was
really?
Yeah. My you know what it is I think the people that do really well with it, I think, are the ones that are listening to a wide range of music all the time. They're listening to a bunch of different stuff. And so one of my daughters, and her boyfriend, he's a great young man, and he's really into a wide range of music. And those two, oh my goodness, they know so many different artists and so many different songs. It blows my mind from all the different genres. So
that's what I like about it, though, because it gets everybody to
widen your
cross over to different genres and different age groups of music too. Like, that's what's cool about it. It's like Grandma will be listening to rap. Okay, it's happening. No, it's kind of cool. Did any of you bust out and play music so people could hear the actual song, like in defense? Did you
Yes, we did do that. Yes.
Yeah, there was a defense. I had to do that for defense.
Fun about it.
I had to do the defense, like, this is a real song, okay, But everyone, Spontaneous is a cool game. All it is that someone gives you a word, and you have to come up. Well, on the show, we do it within 10 seconds because we're radio and time means something, apparently. So it does mean something. But we do the radio version, but you have to play the little board. It's really easy. It's
cool.
It's fun. You come up with lyrics. You have to come up with at least 5 words within the lyrics of a song that contains that one specific word. So check it out, songgame.com. We love Rod. What he's doing is awesome. He's in Nashville now. He traveled. And, hey, Josh, we're back on the road again. We're going back on the road full time, like what we were when we met you. Yeah, it's happening. May 2019 is our due date of being on the road, probably for we say 3 to 5 years to keep everyone happy, but really it's 3 to 8 to 10, till we melt.
Till whenever.
Really, that long?
Brick road. Yeah, we're going for it. Well, we still have, it's 417 national park units now. And now we're covering all parks that are surrounding them and communities. So it's kind of increased itself. So off we go again.
Yeah, what a fun adventure. That's going to be a great adventure.
We'll see when we get to Sacramento, because there's a lot of history, and the Pony Express landed there. Yeah. That was one of their main stops, was the Pony Express.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So
Nancy
will do the first thing here of Spontaneous.
You always pick on
me.
me.
I'm going to play the clock, and if anyone does not get it right, you get butt panned, and I really want to butt pan you. Someone. No. I want to butt pan. I have to play butt pan. So, Nancy, your word, I have to make these up right here now. Your word is, let's see, what's annoying you right now?
You.
No. I'm going to give you pilot.
Sky pilot. I don't know any more words than that, but I know who sang it. Oh, man. Shoot, let me land now.
You're done. Sky pilot, you never reach the sky.
Yeah.
Eric Burton.
I know.
I tried.
I'm sorry, Eric. I forgot.
You know what that means.
I know.
Thank you.
And now, a butt pan moment. Butt pan! Butt pan! Butt pan! Butt pan! Butt pan! You're a butt pan!
Do you feel better now?
Much.
Josh, are you ready?
I'm kind of afraid now. No,
come on. I gave her pilot singing, she would get it. I try to be nice because of Sky Pilot. I know she loves that song.
What other song would you pick?
I don't know. It just came to my head. I'm just, Anyway, it's all going to be easy. Josh.
Okay.
Yeah, your word is life. No way. Not happening. Okay, your word is happy.
Happy. Well, I like this because now I can throw an assist to my dad. My dad, he wrote this song called "It's a Happy Day," way back when. It's like 40-something years. So, it's a happy day, and I thank God for the weather. It's a happy day, and I'm living it for my Lord. It was a Christian folk song way back at church camp. So there you go. It goes, it's a happy day, and I thank God for the weather. It's a happy day, and I'm living it for my Lord. It's a happy day. Things aren't gonna get better. Living each day by the promises in God's word. So he wrote that song before I was even born. And
wow.
It ended up getting published on a children's Christian album by a guy named Barry McGuire.
Yes,
way back.
Because
and I know that name.
Yes, and I think it was in a cartoon.
Yeah. What's so cool about it was that he ended up, my dad. So after all these years, it was like 40 years later, he gets the royalties had died down, and he wasn't getting very much anymore. And all of a sudden, he got this boost. He got this boosted royalty check, and it was because this girl that had no arms in England was on the BBC. One evening there. Yeah, it was the evening. It was the evening show, the evening news, and they were doing this feature on her. She could play the piano. She could play, all the classical, Beethoven, Bach, all this stuff with her feet. And so she gets done playing all these classical, just amazing pieces, beautiful pieces. And she gets done with all of that, and they say, "So what's your favorite song to play in the whole world?" And she says, "My favorite song to play in the whole world is It's a Happy Day." And she proceeds to play It's a Happy Day on the BBC. And my dad didn't even know anything about it until the royalty thing had come through, and he because it gave a boost where then he was getting more sheet music selling and people inquiring about it. So but it brought him to tears. Seeing the show and seeing how it touched this young lady that overcame so much. And that's a perfect example of why you want to create music to touch people, because that's what it's all about right there. It's all about touching people
awesome.
that you may never meet. So you didn't even know you were throwing me an assist like that. That is awesome.
I know that. I mean, this is amazing because it's
I know that song.
I always crack up about how shows roll. Like, when you came on the show, I didn't think about the author before. We have theme shows, but this is like the arts. Everybody can be different.
Yeah.
We could have a rapper on. We could have a blues guy. We could have
right.
a fantasy author. It doesn't matter. And no matter what, it always streamlines into something of connectivity. And we were talking about that with Lauren Spieth, who was on before you, the author of Thread for Pearls. And it was all about hope and resiliency. And she was all into Brand New Shoes and the words. And they were sending me emails beforehand how much they love Brand New Shoes. Seriously, it's no joke. And her whole segment, she's like, this, connecting about this. And I'm going, well, this is interesting because of your two new singles have a touch of, there's love songs, but there's that don't give up, that hope and resiliency. And what you just said about happy and the song, It's a Happy Day, isn't that the same thing? It's all connected, man.
That's
trippy.
It is. It's all connected.
Wow, I get a glass of wine after this.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's
For
awesome.
sure.
I love that. So brand new shoes. Tell us about that. You filmed that in Sacramento?
We did. We filmed that in Sacramento. We wanted it to be this lighthearted, love song. My buddy Dave had written the song, and actually played it for us, on his guitar over a glass of wine. I mean, we're just sitting there and we're drinking wine, and he's just hanging out with us, and he plays some of the different songs that he's working on, and we loved it. My wife and I just loved the song. We ended up recording a version of it. Some really fun people collaborated on that one, and then we hung on to it. It didn't fit with my original project, American Crooner Act 1, so we hung on to it, and then waited until it felt like the right time, and we released the song, filmed the video, and all three of the videos I worked with Alejandro Gamoy, 5-time Emmy Award winner. He's just a really talented young guy, right here in Sacramento also, and we've hit it off. But yeah, we wanted to showcase the sites. There's some beautiful buildings, and there's a lot of character to Sacramento. So we were excited to show that off, and we had a talented young model, Haley Sutton, played the lead actor's part in that. She did a great job, and yeah, it's just lots of fun doing all of these. And I'm hoping the next one will also be it's going to be more of a lighthearted one as well. So I think that's kind of what we've been doing is we take it one step at a time, but this one felt right for right now to release one more time. But then we're kind of leaning towards a lighthearted love song to be the next video. So that's kind of the rough idea for our plan. So we'll see.
Awesome. Well, keep us posted. We always love to hear new music from you and watch the videos as well. And everyone, JoshPfeiffer.com. He's on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram as well. YouTube, of course. Go watch the videos. Awesome. Just such well-done productions. You're like in a story, and then it's over, and you're like, what? Wait, I want part 2. Just saying. So glad to hear more music's in the works. Any special performances coming up that we should know about? You seem to still like the Peppermill Casino. Like, I've seen that. Like, what were you at Greta Garbo's mansion or something, too? Like,
I want to be alone.
He does la-di-da places.
I have gotten to where I don't play live as often right now, and again, it's different seasons. Right now, it's been really nice to just enjoy life. I told myself I'm not gonna do a grind. I'm just gonna enjoy life. And if certain opportunities come up where it sounds fun at the time, then I'll take it. So I'm doing a New Year's Eve show at Jackson Rancheria, but I believe that is a VIP thing. So I don't believe that's open to the public. The next open to the public thing I'm doing is actually Black Oak Casino. So I don't know if you guys are going to be nearby, but that's the first time I met you guys was Black Oak.
Yeah, in Tuolumne.
I'm doing that for Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day, I'm going to be doing that.
Oh man, the dancers are going to be out. The ballroom dancers, man.
Oh boy,
they're going to come out.
That's right.
Ooh, it's going to be hot. Yeah, you got your new singles out, all these love songs. Like, it's going to be hot in Tuolumne County. Yosemite, what's going to happen. That waterfall is going to get the fire thing happening, dude. Seriously, you know how that light comes down with the waterfall with the fire thing that they talk about? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah, the waterfall. Like, it looks like it's on fire, but it's the way the lighting is. That happens at specific times.
Hitting it.
Josh is going to play one more time. Then we'll play Brand New Shoes, and then next thing you know, that is going to light up. Just saying, it's going to happen.
I like it.
I do too. I do too.
Fantastic.
I know. I love this, and I'm so excited. We're going to be on tour, and we'll see you.
Sounds like a date.
We'll see you somewhere on our tour
That's
when we
right.
come to California for sure. We got to come back to California, and just an amazing state. And everyone, again, JoshPfeiffer.com. And thank you all for joining us. It's going to be our last song of the show. And we're going to play Brand New Shoes because, let me tell you, every woman loves to have a brand new pair of shoes. New lipstick,
Don't they?
new shoes. It's seriously.
Who doesn't like brand new shoes? Women love brand new shoes.
I like brand new shoes on my car, too, because I have a thing about new tires. Like, that makes me feel good.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, no, I do. I always feel safer, but I'm weird about that. But brand new shoes, if you have brand new shoes, all of a sudden you, like, have this different walk of, like, check them out, man. I'm like, that's it. Brand new shoes, new lipstick. Kathleen Turner did it in a movie, too. And then she killed the guy. She was like,
nice.
because she had the confidence from the shoes. But anyway, I may be wrong about killing the guy, but whatever. But anyway, brand new shoes. Don't kill anybody. Just go have some brand new shoes, and there you go. Thanks so much, Josh. Always such fun to have you back on the show. And don't keep it for a whole year. Geez, my gosh.
What's up with that?
Okay.
Yeah.
It was great to be back, and look forward to visiting with you guys again soon.
Yeah, get new music out, and everyone, again, we got to give a shout out to Rob Ridgway, songgame.com. Go play it this holiday season. It's cool. I don't care any time of the year.
Ever.
Yeah, and don't email me with questions. It's easy. songgame.com. And everyone, JoshPfeiffer.com, and keep up with us at BigBlendRadio.com. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you, Josh. Here it is, Brand New Shoes.
I want some.
We're getting there. Something is happening.
She sits down beside me with a cup of colored coffee, whispers in her cell phone something, then she breaks down laughing. She's always like the weather, how's it gonna be? We are drinking coffee on a Sunday afternoon, reading fashion magazines, listening to the blues, echo through the cafe window, down the avenue. Oh, to be with you on a perfect Sunday afternoon, and have you feel it too. It fits just like brand new shoes. You can say all that you want to. You can hide it deep inside. But when you smile my way, give it all away. Give it all away. Yeah, when you smile my way, anything is possible. Give it all. If I had $1 million, I'd spend it all on shoes. I'd buy 100,000 pairs in green and brown and blue. Then you'd never have to wear the same pair ever. Maybe just a new guitar. I'd write this song for you. I'd make it sweet and happy, girl, just to see you move. Round and round in circles between me and you. Oh, to be with you on a perfect Sunday afternoon, and have you feel it too. It fits just like inside, deep inside.